Welcome back to Dark Corners Streaming. Recommended to us by one of our Patreon shadows, please join up if you'd like to pick a film for review. 1957's The Vampire is a B-movie science fiction take on a horror standard, and I went in expecting this to be a bad movie review.
I'm dying now.
It's not a neglected classic, but it is an efficient little thriller with good performances, good ideas, and some fine sequences. Dr. Paul Beecher is called to treat local scientist Dr. Campbell.
Pills.
Beecher is too late to help, unthinkingly pockets the pills, and later, when he has a migraine,
right hand pocket.
His daughter's inability to tell left from right means he ends up taking one, and pretty soon. Despite some flashes of the more traditional horror story,
Okay, boys, open it up. Why didn't the bats die?
the pills are not turning Paul into a traditional vampire. It's just a handy term as he passes a fatal blood disorder amongst the town's inhabitants.
You told me yourself these pills were from vampire bats.
Exactly, but Paul, that doesn't make you another Dracula.
He certainly doesn't look like a stereotypical vampire. And the film also touches on addiction in a pleasingly sympathetic way, as Paul cannot stop taking the pills.
I don't know that I can give them up. You don't know what it's like.
And so the attacks continue. The worst thing about the film is Paul's reaction to this. John Beale, 25 years into a 6-decade career, is excellent as a very different kind of hero, a middle-aged father with no love interest.
Get out of here!
The always reliable Colleen Gray is a little underused. But Paul realises early on he has taken this experimental drug, which is clearly dangerous.
The animals are dead.
Yes, I know.
And doesn't tell his friend and visiting scientist Will, played by Dabbs Greer, another veteran with an even longer career. If Paul was a member of the public, I'd accept it, but he's a doctor who's taken the wrong medication, knows he is losing time, suspects he is killing people, and says nothing. It doesn't ruin the film, but I'm not buying it.
They've turned me into a horrible thing. A beast.
The reason it doesn't ruin the film is also at least partly due to Paul, an unusual B-movie lead in that he is likeable.
I said try not to worry and take these pills 3 times a day.
Before meals?
Well, after meals.
It's also because it's well done. It hits the horror beats. There's solid action sequences. And well-played tension. For all its mad science premise, it's grounded in the people rather than the premise.
I killed it.
Like I said, it's not a forgotten classic, but nor does it deserve to be lumped in with Atom Age Vampire or other B-movies that mash up horror and science fiction to less effect. And I do wonder if it would be better remembered if not for Hammer's Dracula coming out the following year, rendering this sort of thing somewhat obsolete. Director Paul Landre also helmed The Return of Dracula the following year, which I'm sure we'll look at in the near future.
It's you. Don't touch me. Leave me alone.
Thanks for watching. What do you think of this film? What other B-movies punch above their weight? Let us know in the comments below.